Can you use a registered agent for your bank account and credit cards? So let's paint the picture. A registered agent is a company who will accept legal documents for you on your behalf, so you don't need to use your home address or another address. In other words, a registered agent is essentially buying a physical address or renting it that you can use for legal correspondence with your company. States like Minnesota require that an LLC have a physical address in the state. Likewise for a corporation. Corporations have to have a physical address in the state. So if you own an LLC from another country or another state, but it's operating in Minnesota, you need to have a physical address. Rather than renting an office, what you can do is pay for a registered agent. That's essentially just a physical location where somebody's available to receive mail and receive documents that are delivered in person. Why is that important? Because if a lawsuit is against your business, the lawsuit documents generally need to be physically delivered and handed to someone representing your company or authorized to accept documents on your behalf. And that has to be done physically. It has to be done in person. And so that's why the law requires you to have a physical presence somewhere in the state to accept lawsuit documents. It's called service of process. All right, so when you set up a business, you may decide to have a registered agent, sometimes called a registered office. That's just somebody or some office available to accept these documents on your behalf. Now you might be saying, if I have a home in the state and I'm running a home business, do I need a registered agent? No, you don't. Maybe you want to keep your home address private. That's a great reason you would use a registered agent. And in the description below, I'll link to a blog post I have with a lot of frequently asked questions about registered agents. But let's assume now you have a registered agent and you're thinking, can I use that address for my bank or my credit cards? Can I have credit card statements and bank statements go to the company who I'm paying as a registered agent? Maybe you're paying that registered agent $500 a year, for example. Or maybe it's only $200 a year, but you're paying them to accept legal documents on your behalf. Can you use it for other business purposes? Often you can. It does depend on what your contract says with the registered agent. For example, do you have to pay a little more to have all of your mail go there? Usually what these registered agent services do is they'll give you a certain amount of free mail, but after that, any mail that comes in for you or any documents, they'll scan and you pay a per page fee. Some places don't give you any free mail or scanning benefits. They just simply charge per page. Or maybe they would say you get up to 100 pages scanned for free per month, and after that there's a certain charge. And of course, the cheap plans will then require more of a fee per page, whereas the more expensive fixed plans will include a lot more benefits or a lot more scans with that monthly fee that you're paying. All right, so should you use a registered agent address for your bank statements or credit cards? Well, it depends on why you're using a registered agent. For example, if you are trying to prevent anybody from knowing your home address, including credit card companies or banks, that might be a reason to do that, but often it just doesn't make sense. The main reason why business owners use a registered agent is because they're not physically located in the state. So they are doing the registered agent service simply because they need to fulfill the legal requirement of having a physical office where they can receive service of process or lawsuit documents. But it doesn't make sense in that scenario to have the added delay or expense associated with banks sending statements to the registered agent scanning them in, and then emailing those PDFs to you. Often it makes more sense to just have the bank send the statements directly to you, or maybe electronically deliver those to you. Likewise for credit card companies. It's probably less expensive and quicker just to have the credit card company send the statement directly to you rather than having it go to a registered agent and then deal with it there. There are circumstances, though, where it might make sense to have a registered agent accept all mail for you. For example, let's say you are located outside the United States, you have a company in the United States, and you just want to use the registered agent in the United States for all correspondence related to that company. Often that makes sense because you don't want to wait for international mail to be delivered from a bank in the United States or a credit card in the United States. Also, it may present an air of legitimacy for you to have a physical office in the United States when entering into contracts or dealing with customers, etc. So often international owners choose to have a registered agent in the United States so they can put on their website an address where customers or others can contact them. The idea there is that it gives some comfort to customers to have a more local address that they can correspond with instead of having to send a letter to another country. So, can you use a registered agent for your bank account or credit card? Absolutely. Should you? Well, that simply depends on whether the cost and delay is worthwhile for you based on your circumstances. This is an area of common legal questions that people have, and I've created this YouTube channel to help business owners like you or aspiring entrepreneurs try to improve your knowledge and equip yourself so that as you achieve greater and greater success, you can avoid the common legal pitfalls and problems that arise in many companies and can destroy companies. If you don't yet have the cheat sheet that I give out, 7 common legal mistakes made by new businesses, you can get that for free. Just go to aaronhall.com/free and you can download it right there. You actually put your email address on, we email you the PDF, and then I'll occasionally send out non-public videos educating those who have subscribed on these sorts of topics. If you have questions, feel free to post them in the description section below. I'll do my best to answer them in future videos. If you'd like to keep getting educational videos like this, you can subscribe. And if you are looking for other free resources, look in the description section below. In particular, there's a link to a blog article I wrote on registered agent services and answering some of the frequently asked questions like how much do they cost and what are your options for that.